Roman Britain, 5th to 6th century. The Romans are gone. Their legions left long ago, and with them, the roads, order, and the baths. It's now the year 520, and in a small hill fort outside Londinium, smoke curls from the thatched roofs of timber homes. Inside, Aelfric, a chieftain's servant, scrubs a wool tunic with cold river water. Soap is unheard of. He uses a mix of sand and ashes rubbed between calloused fingers. Clothing isn't washed often. Instead, it's hung to air or beaten against rocks if truly soiled. In what remains of a Roman villa, once elegant, now battered by weather and war, the noblewoman Morwen occasionally bathes. A tub carved from wood is filled with buckets of heated water, hauled in by hand. Scented herbs like thyme or lavender, sometimes stolen from overgrown Roman gardens, are tossed into the water to cover the earthy stench. Rooms in noble households are swept with brooms made from reeds or straw. Dirt floors remain dusty, and animal skins rot slowly in corners. Incense or bundles of dried herbs are burned, not to clean, but to ward off evil spirits and smell. Teeth? Cleaned by chewing hazel twigs or cloth, if at all. Nails are broken, trimmed with knives, or bitten. Hair is long and matted unless you're wealthy enough for combs made from bone or horn. The peasants bathe less. Rivers are cold, dangerous, and associated with spirits. Hygiene is not about health. It's about staying just clean enough to live another day. Merovingian France, 6th to 7th century. We shift now to Gaul. The Merovingian court glitters with gold, hidden beneath layers of filth. It's 560, and King Clothar I, son of Clovis, dines on roast boar while a servant fans away flies. In the palace, water is a rare luxury. Royal robes are brushed more than washed. Lined with fur and embroidered with gold thread, they are too precious to soak. Slaves dab stains with vinegar and scrape off filth with blunt knives. Clothing is perfumed with crushed lavender or cloves. In the king's quarters, a wooden tub sometimes appears, filled for a bath. But even kings bathe sparingly. Water is warmed in iron pots, then poured into the tub. The bath is short, and the water reused by others. Princes, courtiers, even favored servants. Rooms are swept, but filth gathers in corners. Reed mats cover stone floors and catch soot, food scraps, and bugs. Smell is masked by burning juniper or bundles of herbs tied near windows. Teeth are rarely cleaned, though the nobility may chew mint or licorice. Fingernails are long, broken, and rarely washed. Head lice are common. Even royalty uses combs to scrape them out. Peasants scrub themselves with cloth soaked in water and vinegar. They share water from wooden barrels, wiping rather than soaking. Cleanliness is spiritual, not medical. Visigothic Spain, 6th to 8th century. Welcome to the sun-baked lands of Hispania. The Visigothic kings now rule from Toledo, where Roman ruins still stand like ghosts of the past. It's the year 630, and King Sisinand's court is lively with politics, silk robes, and strong body odor. Within the palace, noble garments, often dyed in purple and deep red, are never truly washed. Instead, they're brushed with stiff bristles and aired in courtyards. A handful of servants dab stains with olive oil or citrus peels, praying not to damage the delicate cloth. Bathing? A Roman tradition, mostly vanished. Public baths lie abandoned, their aqueducts crumbling. In royal households, bath basins exist but are rarely used. Bathing is occasional, done with heated water and handfuls of herbs like rosemary or marjoram. Fragrant, not clean. Rooms are dim, with heavy tapestries and mosaic floors layered in dust. Servants sweep using palm brooms, but pests, especially fleas, are part of daily life. Wealthy homes burn resins or use scented wax to mask the stink of close quarters and unwashed flesh. For teeth, the rare upper-class lady may chew fennel or rinse with vinegar. Commoners? They spit, chew sticks, and let nature take its course. Nails are blackened, broken, and often home to dirt. Clean hands are a sign of idleness, not dignity. In the villages, peasants wash only in rivers and cover dirt with layers of rough, woolen clothing. Hygiene is practical, not habitual. Survival always comes first. Monastic communities, across Europe 6th to 8th century. Now step into silence. We're in a monastery in Northumbria, year 710. Bells echo through stone halls as monks in rough habits chant prayers, but behind the quiet lies a rhythm of daily labor, including cleaning. Clothes here are simple, coarse wool robes that gather dust and grime. Washing is done in designated wash houses. Ash, not soap, is the cleanser. scrubbed onto cloth, then rinsed in cold stream water. The robes dry slowly in the damp breeze, stiff with age and silence. Monks don't bathe often, but their rule demands cleanliness of spirit and body. Bathing happens seasonally, perhaps once every month or two, using cold water poured over the body in stone basins. No privacy, just humility. Cells are small and swept daily with rushes. Lay brothers maintain the refectory, library, and infirmary, using vinegar-soaked cloth to clean wooden surfaces and air out musty linens. Teeth are brushed with cloth or chewed twigs. The cleaner your hands and face, the more disciplined your soul. At least according to the abbot. Nails are trimmed with knives, not for beauty, but for order. Even in these holy places, lice crawl and smells linger. But everything is done in devotion. Cleanliness here is prayer in action. Carolingian Empire, Frankish kingdom under Charlemagne 9th century. It's the year 805, and you're stepping into Charlemagne's palace at Aachen. The emperor himself, tall, wise, and fond of hot baths, has made hygiene a royal matter. Cleanliness befits Christian kings, he declares. His robes, luxurious wool lined with silk, brushed and beaten to remove dust. Palace staff clean his garments with ash soap, a rare treat only royalty can afford. Linens are changed regularly, a mark of status. Now let's talk baths. Charlemagne builds stone bathhouses fed by warm springs. He invites guests, nobles, and even his guards to soak. Bathing is social, sacred, and political. Rooms in the palace are swept daily with bundles of herbs, lavender, rue, mint, to freshen the air. Rushes on the floor are changed monthly. Scented candles glow during feasts to hide the smell of roasted meat and sweaty courtiers. Teeth? Charlemagne uses toothpicks made of silver and rinses with wine and vinegar. His nails are trimmed by a personal groom. Appearance is power. In villages outside the palace, peasants still rarely bathe. But in abbeys and monasteries, monks enforce regular washing before prayers. Cleanliness is part of God's order. Anglo-Saxon England, 9th to 11th century. Now we sail across the Channel to England. In Wessex, King Alfred, bookish and battle-worn, rules wisely. And yes, even he bathed more often than most medieval legends claim. The king's tunics are washed in lye water, then pounded with wooden paddles near the river. Soap made from animal fat and ash, soft and gray, helps remove sweat and blood from battle. Bathing is weekly among nobles. They fill wooden tubs with water heated over open fires, adding herbs like chamomile or elderflower. Servants scrub floors with straw brooms, rinse royal basins, and burn incense to disguise chamber pot smells. In homes, clay pots of lye stand near the hearth, ready to treat grease and filth. Fingernails are scraped clean with knives, teeth wiped with wool or cloth soaked in vinegar. In monasteries, cleanliness before prayer is strict. Monks shave their heads and wash their hands before entering the chapel. Latrines are cleaned weekly. Novices draw water from wells to mop cloisters. Among peasants, rivers are everything. Source of water, laundry, and sometimes even bathing, though not without gossip. Al-Andalus, Muslim Spain, 10th to 11th century. Now enter Cordoba, the jewel of Islamic Spain. It's the year 960. Caliph Abd al-Rahman III presides over a glittering city with paved streets, running water, and over 600 public baths. Yes, baths. Royal robes are embroidered with gold thread and cleaned delicately using soap, perfumed with rose or jasmine. Bathhouse workers prepare oils for massage and basins for rinsing. The caliph bathes daily, setting a standard across the city. Homes are swept with palm brooms and perfumes are burned in copper censers. Walls are scrubbed with vinegar, and carpets are beaten in courtyards. Toothpicks made from aromatic wood, called miswak, are used religiously. Cleanliness is half of faith, they say. Men oil their beards, women perfume their hair, and children are taught to wash their hands before and after eating. The poor? Even they have access to bathhouses, subsidized or free on Fridays. Soap is sold in every market stall, and water flows from public fountains. Compared to the rest of Europe, Cordoba shines like a star of hygiene and science.